Today we're going to do a short yin yoga practice. So you might want to have a blanket, blocks, and a strap. If you don't have a blanket, you can use a beach towel. If you don't have blocks, you can use thick books. And for straps, you can use a tie or a scarf or even a dish towel. And so let's start with doing some neck rolls. So just bringing your head over towards the right shoulder. You can bring your right hand just to gently press on the side of the head, bringing the left arm down. I just recently discovered these again. Haven't done them in a while, and it feels great. It's really nice to go back to the basics. And then release. Let's take the right arm down, left palm to the outside of the head, and just gently stretching the head, opening up the neck muscles. And deep breath in. And exhale, release. Taking the chin over to the right shoulder. And exhale, coming back through center and over to the left. And back through center. And to the right. Take it back through center or around. And over to the left. And back through center. And let's roll the shoulders a few times. And then reversing it. And let's come on to hands and knees. If your knees are tender, you can bring the blanket under your knees. And we're going to turn the fingertips to face the body. And so if it's really intense, you can bring the palms a little closer to the knees. And then finding that real optimal stretch. If that's not enough, you can start to lean back, and then you'll feel right when it's a good place to pause. We don't want to overstretch the tendons in the arms, but it's really nice to get a stretch in the arms when we spend a lot of the time with our fingers curled, typing on our keyboards or on our cell phones. And let's take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. Turning the fingers to face away from the body and stretching out through the right leg, just pressing through the heel, opening up the ankle and the calf. And lower the right knee down and extending the left leg, pressing through the heel. And release. Let's curl through both toes, sets of toes, coming into down dog. You can pedal out one heel and then the other, just continuing to open up the calves. And then inhale, let's inhale the right leg up. Bending the knee, stepping the foot in between the palms. And dropping the left knee, coming into Anjaneyasana. You can use your blocks under the hands. Lengthening through the front of your spine. And then if it doesn't bother the knee, and you'd like, you can bring the arms up and over the head. And deep breath in. And deep breath out. And slowly lowering. Palms come back down. Bringing that right knee back. Blocks out to the edges of your mat. Palms on the mat, and then curling the toes under, pressing back into your down dog. Inhale, let's lift the left leg. Inhale. And exhale, bend the knee, step it in between the palms. Dropping the right knee down, coming into Anjaneyasana on this side. So if you tend to hyperextend your elbows, see if you can soften the elbows here. I tend to do that myself. And then if it doesn't bother the knee, you can lift the arms up and over the head, lengthening through the front of the spine and the side bodies. The arms are lifted, bring them back down, arms, palms on the mat, curl the back toes under. You can lift that left leg up and then lower it down alongside the right leg. And take a deep breath in and exhale. And inhale, let's lift the right leg up. This time we're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, dropping the left knee again and making your way into lizard. So you can stay on the palms of your hands, or you can come down onto your forearms, or you can use your blocks. If you wanted to come in the middle between the palms and the forearms on the floor. And then isometrically drawing the inner thighs together. You can bring your right palm to the inside of the right thigh and press it out, maybe lowering the left hip down. And coming back to center, palms meet the mat, curl the back toes under. And you can lengthen out through the right leg. Deep breath in. And exhale, release. Let's take the left leg up. Stepping the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Dropping the right knee. And making your way into your version of lizard pose. So either staying on the palms, coming down onto the forearms. You can even come down onto the forehead, or using your blocks. And then if you like, you can bring your left palm to the inside of the left thigh and press it open, drawing that right hip down. And then making your way back up, curling the back toes under, lengthening out through that left leg, and release it down. And dropping the right knee, bringing that right foot out, and coming into gate pose, lifting the left arm up. You can bend and extend that arm so it's up and over the head. Just feeling that nice long line of energy running up the left side of the body. Deep breath in. And exhale, release. Bring that right foot back in, drop the left knee, bring the left foot out, and coming into gate on this right side. Deep breath in and exhale. And releasing the right palm down, right knee down. Let's make our way onto our belly, coming into Sphinx pose on your forearms. So feeling the contact of the belly on the mat, and the thighs, the fronts of the feet. And feeling that lengthening up the front of the spine. And then let's turn and look over the right shoulder towards the right foot. Coming back to center, and left shoulder, left foot. And coming back to center. And then we're going to move into frog. If you need your blanket, you can rest it along the right side of your mat. And then drawing the right knee on top of the blanket, bringing the knee to about hip height. The lower leg can be parallel to the body or even out further away from the body. And then you can rest on your elbows and your forearms, or you can bring the elbows to the edges of the mat, stacking palm on palm and resting your forehead down. Encouraging the inner right hip down towards the floor. And inhaling, bringing the palms to chest level. And lifting up, bringing that right knee in. And then bringing the left knee out to the left hip height. Coming back onto your forearms. Lower leg can be parallel to the body or even come out away from the body a little bit. And then resting wherever is comfortable. On your forehead or on the forearms. And starting to inhale, bringing the palms back to chest level. And lifting up, bringing that left knee back into center, sitting onto your heels. And rolling over to the left. And let's come into seated position. And we'll take the right leg over the left. And bringing the knees as close to alignment as you can. And then from here, we're going to take the right elbow underneath the left. Coming into eagle arms, and inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold over the legs. If this is not comfortable, feel free to take hold of your opposite shoulder. And then just folding forward. And softening and releasing the lower back. And coming back up, releasing the arms, switching the legs. Bringing the right under the left. And we'll take the left elbow underneath the right and folding forward. And slowly inhaling. Wrapping the legs and arms. And then finding your blanket or your bolster or your beach towels. We're going to bring them onto the mat. You might also want your blocks. I'm coming to half hero. And I like to use both my blocks and my blanket. And some of you might have a little bit more flexibility. So you might not need the blocks. But creating a little bit of a bolster prop here. Then we're going to take our right heel to the right hip, extending the left leg, and then coming onto our props. You want a little space between your lower back and the edge of the props. Maybe about 6 inches. And then rolling back. Now this might be too much for some of you. So feel free to remove the blocks or one of the blankets. And if it's not comfortable with the knee bent, you can just extend both legs down the mat and come into a little back bend here. And it might take a little time to get to that comfort level. They're just finding that sweet spot. And then resting, you can have your palms facing up or down. looking for no effort, no real effort to maintain this posture. Coming into a place of receiving. And on your next inhale, gently and slowly coming up, extending the right leg and bending, if you like, the left knee, bringing the heel to the left hip. Or not, you can lengthen both legs, see what feels comfortable to you. And if your head doesn't feel supported, you could also roll one of the blankets so that there's a little pillow for your head. And opening those lower ribs and upper ribs. Inhaling and exhaling. And on your next inhale, gently and slowly lifting yourself up and lengthening through the left leg if it's bent. And you can move your blanket block combo out of the way, putting the blocks off to the side, and then taking your blanket or your towel, we're going to roll it up like a burrito. Bring it to the top of your mat and roll your mat over it. And then if you have another blanket, you can bring it right on top of where the mat was. So you can rest your body on top of it. And then coming onto your side, clearing the armpit. And just resting on your side. Breathing into the lungs and the intercostal muscles in between the ribs. And inhaling, you can simply rise up and turn onto your other side. I'm going to go this way. And just clearing the armpit. Resting on your side. And taking a deep breath in. And exhale, coming back through center. And releasing your props to the side, making your way onto your back. Just making sure you have plenty of space on either side of your mat. Taking your strap and extending your right leg, taking the strap around the ball of your right foot. Just stretching out the back of the leg. And then taking the strap, both sides of the strap, into the right hand, whichever side you're working on, and stretching the leg out to that side. You can turn your head the opposite direction. And if it feels okay, you can extend the opposite leg. And inhaling, bringing that leg back to center with the head, taking the strap in the opposite hand, and taking it out to the other side. And you can turn your head away from the leg just to stretch out the neck. Deep breath in. And exhale, coming back to center, taking the strap in both hands. And bringing the left leg up. And stretching out both legs. And slowly releasing the right leg down to the mat. Bringing the strap into your left hand and stretching out to the left. Head goes right. Inhaling back to center. Switching the strap into the other hand and twisting over to the right. And inhaling, bringing the leg and the head back to center. And bringing both feet into the strap now and stretching out both legs. And slowly lowering the legs down your mat. You can guide them with the strap or using your core muscles. And slowly releasing the feet onto the mat. You can move your strap out of the way. Getting ready for Shavasana. So you can take your rolled up blanket, put it under your knees. You can bring the blanket behind your back. A couple of options depending on how you're feeling. If you'd like, you can bring your legs into Baddha Konasana and the knees out to the sides, feet together, and using your blocks under your knees for support. Or if you'd like, you can just come into traditional Shavasana on the back. It's always a good idea. It always feels good. And so wherever you are in your Shavasana, start to deepen your breath. Feeling the weight of your body on the mat. And the breath moves effortlessly through the body. Allowing the thoughts to pass without feeling the need to hold on to them, to cling, to grasp. Allowing the emotions to just pass without feeling the need to be enmeshed or entangled in them. And you're welcome to stay here in Shavasana. If you need to move on with your day, you can draw the knees into the center of the chest or just together, lifting the right arm up and over the head and gently rolling over to the right, coming up into a seated position. And circling the arms up and over the head. And exhaling down in front of the heart. In love and so much gratitude, namaste.